In a sleek Manhattan boardroom, billionaire Ethan Caldwell was moments from signing a $500 million merger when the cleaning lady, Maria Alvarez, quietly whispered, "Don't sign this contract." Her words stopped him cold, and within minutes, he called off the deal that would have changed everything. Ethan Caldwell sat at the head of a polished mahogany table, surrounded by executives in tailored suits, their faces a mix of anticipation and fatigue. The room was charged with the weight of a decision that had been months in the making, a merger between Caldwell Enterprises and Horizon Ventures, a tech conglomerate with a promising portfolio. The deal promised to catapult Ethan's company into new markets, securing his legacy as one of the most influential entrepreneurs of his generation. At 42, Ethan was a self-made billionaire, known for his sharp instincts and relentless drive. His dark hair was flecked with gray, a testament to years of high-stakes decisions, but his eyes still burned with the hunger of a man who'd started with nothing. The contract sat before him, a thick stack of papers meticulously reviewed by his legal team. Across the table, Horizon's CEO, Victor Lang, leaned back in his chair, exuding confidence. Victor was a decade older, with a reputation for ruthless efficiency and a knack for turning struggling startups into gold mines. The merger was his brainchild, a strategic move to combine Horizon's cutting-edge AI technology with Caldwell's vast distribution network. The numbers were staggering: $500 million in initial investment, with projected revenues doubling within 3 years. Ethan's advisors had urged him to move forward, citing the synergy as unprecedented. Yet, as he reached for his pen, a faint unease gnawed at him, though he couldn't place why. Maria Alvarez, a cleaning lady in her late 50s, was quietly working in the corner of the boardroom. She'd been with the building's maintenance staff for over a decade, her presence so unassuming that most executives barely noticed her. Maria was a slight woman with dark eyes and calloused hands, her graying hair pulled into a neat bun. She moved methodically, wiping down surfaces and emptying trash bins, her earbuds in as she listened to a Spanish radio station. But Maria was more than she appeared. She'd raised 3 children on her own, put them through college, and had a keen ear for the conversations that unfolded in the rooms she cleaned. Over the years, she'd overheard countless deals, arguments, and secrets, piecing together a sharp understanding of the corporate world from the sidelines. As the meeting reached its climax, Maria was near the far end of the room, polishing a glass cabinet. The executives were exchanging final remarks, their voices a mix of formalities and barely concealed excitement. Ethan flipped to the signature page, his pen hovering over the line. He glanced at Victor, who gave a slight nod, his smile tight but encouraging. The room was silent, save for the soft hum of the air conditioning and the faint rustle of Maria's cleaning cloth. Then Maria spoke. Her voice was low, almost a whisper, but it carried a weight that cut through the room. "Don't sign this contract." Ethan froze, his pen still in hand. The words were so unexpected that for a moment, he thought he'd misheard. He turned toward Maria, who was now standing still, her cloth clutched tightly in her hands. The executives exchanged confused glances, and Victor's smile faltered. "Excuse me?" Ethan said, his tone a mix of surprise and curiosity. Maria's face flushed, but she didn't back down. She removed her earbuds, stepping closer to the table. "I said, don't sign it. It's not what it seems." The room erupted into murmurs. Victor leaned forward, his voice sharp. "This is a private meeting. Who are you to interrupt?" Maria met his gaze, unflinching. "I'm nobody, sir. Just the cleaning lady. But I've heard things. And I know this deal isn't right for Mr. Caldwell." Ethan set his pen down, his mind racing. He wasn't one to dismiss anyone, no matter their position. He'd grown up in a working-class neighborhood, where his mother had cleaned houses to make ends meet. Maria's words stirred something in him, a memory of his mother's warnings, her instincts honed by years of observing people. "What do you mean?" he asked, his voice calm but firm. Maria hesitated, aware of the eyes on her. She wasn't used to speaking up, but she'd seen too much to stay silent. "I clean the offices here every day," she said. "I hear things, phone calls, meetings, things people don't think I notice. Last week, I was in Mr. Lang's office after hours. He was on the phone talking about this deal. He said it would lock Caldwell in and give Horizon control of your supply chain. He laughed about it, said you'd never see it coming. Victor's face reddened, but he forced a laugh. This is absurd. She's fabricating stories. Why are we even listening to this? Ethan's eyes narrowed. He turned to Maria, ignoring Victor's protest. Go on. Maria took a deep breath. He mentioned something about the AI patents. They're not as valuable as they're claiming. There's a lawsuit pending. Some startup says Horizon stole their tech. If it goes through, those patents could be worthless. And the numbers in your contract? They're inflated. I saw a memo on his desk, talking about how they padded the projections to make the deal look better. The room was deathly quiet now. Ethan's advisors shifted uncomfortably, their confidence shaken. Victor stood, his voice rising. This is slander. You have no proof, and you're out of line. Ethan, you can't seriously believe this woman. But Ethan was already thinking back to the due diligence reports. There had been red flags, minor discrepancies in Horizon's financials, vague answers about the AI patents, but his team had dismissed them as negligible. He trusted their expertise, but Maria's words echoed his own doubts. He looked at her, seeing not just a cleaning lady but a woman who'd spent years observing, listening, and understanding the world around her. What's your name? Ethan asked. Maria Alvarez, she replied, her voice steady despite the tension. Ethan nodded, then turned to his lead attorney, Sarah Klein. Sarah, pull the due diligence files. I want a full review of Horizon's patents and financials. Tonight. Sarah hesitated, glancing at Victor. Ethan, we've already vetted everything. The deal is solid. Do it, Ethan said, his tone leaving no room for argument. He looked at Victor. And I'm putting this signing on hold until we get answers. Victor's composure cracked. You're making a mistake, Ethan. You're throwing away a historic opportunity based on the word of a janitor. She's not a janitor, Ethan said sharply. She's someone who pays attention. And right now, I trust her instincts more than your assurances. The meeting adjourned abruptly, with Victor storming out and Ethan's team scrambling to reassess the deal. Maria returned to her cleaning, her heart pounding but her head held high. She had meant to cause a scene, but she couldn't stay silent. She'd seen too many people hurt by greed and deception, and she wasn't going to let it happen to Ethan Caldwell, not when she could do something about it. Over the next few hours, Ethan's team dug into the files. By midnight, they uncovered what Maria had hinted at, a pending lawsuit against Horizon, buried in obscure legal filings that threatened to invalidate their core AI patents. The financial projections were indeed inflated, with discrepancies that could have cost Caldwell Enterprises billions in losses. The merger, which had seemed like a golden opportunity, was a carefully constructed trap. The next morning, Ethan called off the deal. He issued a statement citing unresolved concerns and severed negotiations with Horizon. The business world buzzed with speculation, but Ethan kept Maria's role quiet, knowing publicity could disrupt her life. Instead, he sought her out in the maintenance office, where she was preparing for her shift. Maria, he said, finding her near a supply closet. I owe you more than I can say. She looked up, surprised. I was just doing what I thought was right, Mr. Caldwell. You saved my company, he said. And you reminded me to listen to my instincts, and to people who see things others miss. I want to offer you something. A position, maybe, or... Maria shook her head. I don't need a new job. I like what I do. But if you want to do something, make sure this building treats its staff right. We see everything, but nobody sees us. Ethan nodded, a new respect in his eyes. I'll make that happen. And if you ever need anything, you come to me. Maria smiled faintly and returned to her work. Ethan walked away, his mind already turning to the next steps for his company. The near miss with Horizon had shaken him, but it also clarified his priorities. He'd built his empire on hard work and intuition, and Maria's intervention reminded him to trust both, especially when they came from unexpected places. In the weeks that followed, Ethan implemented changes at Caldwell Enterprises. He launched an internal review of workplace policies, ensuring better treatment and recognition for support staff. He also established a scholarship fund in Maria's name, aimed at helping the children of essential workers attend college. Maria never sought the spotlight, but her colleagues noticed a shift: more respect, better hours, and a sense that their voices mattered. Victor Lang's reputation took a hit as news of the lawsuit spread, and Horizon's stock plummeted. Ethan, meanwhile, refocused his company on organic growth, avoiding flashy deals in favor of sustainable progress. The business world moved on, but those who knew the story, Ethan, his team, and a few trusted confidants, never forgot the cleaning lady who'd changed everything with a single, courageous whisper. Maria continued her work, her routine unchanged, but her impact undeniable. She didn't need recognition or reward. She'd spoken up because it was right, because she'd seen the truth in the shadows of the corporate world. And in that moment, she'd stopped a billionaire in his tracks, proving that wisdom and integrity could come from anywhere, even the quiet hands of a cleaning lady.